Hey, it's Bill DeWeese, pro voiceover talent and voiceover career coach. And it's no secret, at least it should not be a secret. If you don't know this, then this is good information to know, that your success from a performance standpoint in voiceover is going to be directly linked to your ability to express how you feel within the context of the script. Because remember, people don't hire you because of your great voice. They hire you because they believe you. They believe you because they make you, when you make them feel something, but they don't feel it unless you feel it first. So that's the formula. That's how it works. Now, getting there can be a bit of a challenge, and there are different ways of doing it. But one of the things, dating back to my days in radio many years ago, back in the old days, I remember doing, and I was a production director for a number of years, and I would sit in a studio and I would crank out commercials, 4 and 5 hours at a time. But I would do them on the fly. Back before, the first few stations I worked at, we didn't have multi-track. This is going back a few years. And so I would literally play the music as I recorded the commercial. But one of the things that I learned was that whatever production music was chosen for a project would really dictate how I felt and how I performed on the script. So it may be of help to you to find some music that helps you to feel certain emotions. Joy, happiness, excitement, anticipation, compassion, sadness, empathy, urgency, insecurity. And you could literally have a library of songs that make you feel that way. And then when you have a script, once you decide what the emotion needs to be, you can listen to the music and read along to the music. And as you do that, you will find that it literally will transform your read. And so just as a quick example, I pulled a few instrumental clips here. This is from a service called Audio Blocks. It's a paid service, but you could do this with music out of your playlist that you listen to. Or off of your phone, or it really doesn't matter. The point is, if the music makes you feel an emotion, listen to it as you read. And then once you feel the emotion, you can turn the music off and you can record the audition. So let's see here. I've selected one script. I'm just going to work with one script with multiple music selections so you can hear the difference and how the music affects me. This is a part of a commercial for a roofing company that I just received today from a client. So I'm going to work with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to the music here for a few seconds. Let's see here what it makes me feel. There's a sense of anticipation here. It's something good's about to happen. As you get into it, it's a sense of there's inspiration, and as you can see, triumphant there in the title, inspiring, triumphant. Okay, so let's just play it, and I'm going to read along. They say you got to start with the foundation. They say you got to have a strong base to succeed, that without one, you'll crumble. And we won't argue with that. But from where we're standing, we're pretty partial to what's on top. To us, the cherry on top isn't an afterthought. It's the only thought. That's because we know the benefits of a good roof. Okay, now this next little clip here, let's see. It's a little more introspective. Not sad, but it's a little melancholy. It's thoughtful. I would say thoughtful. It makes me feel thoughtful. Something that I would listen to while pondering the deep issues of life. So let's read to that now. They say you got to start with the foundation. They say you got to have a strong base to succeed. That without one, you'll crumble. And we won't argue with that. But from where we're standing, we're pretty partial to what's on top. To us, the cherry on top isn't an afterthought. It's the only thought. That's because we know the benefits of a good roof. Okay, now sometimes the differences will be subtle, but there is a difference because I feel different as I read each one. Okay, let's see what this one is. It's called Happy News. Let's see what it sounds like. Okay, it sounds positive, optimistic, kind of forward-thinking. Okay, let's read to that. They say you got to start with the foundation. They say you got to have a strong base to succeed. That without one, you'll crumble. And we won't argue with that. From where we're standing, we're pretty partial to what's on top. To us, the cherry on top isn't an afterthought. It's the only thought. That's because we know the benefits of a good roof. So definitely a happier vibe. Let's just listen to this one. We'll make this the fourth and final one. Oh, wait a minute. Did I do that one already? Okay, here's the one. This one I haven't done yet. Okay, let's take a listen. Okay. It sounds epic. It sounds powerful. It makes me feel determined. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning and read to it. They say you gotta start with the foundation. They say you gotta have a strong base to succeed. That without one, you'll crumble. And we won't argue with that. But from where we're standing, we're pretty partial to what's on top. To us, the cherry on top isn't an afterthought. It's the only thought. That's because we know the benefits of a good roof. Okay, so maybe the examples here are a little bit extreme, but the idea is, remember, if you want to get hired, you've got to, the person listening has to trust you. They have to believe you. And the only way that happens, they have to feel something when you're reading, when you perform. And the only way they feel something is if you feel something. And if you have a hard time doing that, because most people automatically by default focus on the sound of their voice. They try to sound excited, sound happy, sound inspired. That's not going to work. You have to feel happy, feel inspired, feel, excitement or compassion or whatever the case is. And by listening to music, music can get you there faster than anything. So you might want to come up with 4, 5, 6, 7 different clips and just label them by the mood or the emotion that you want to feel when you read something and then read along to it. Because hopefully, as you could hear, sometimes it's very nuanced, but it definitely changes the vibe of the read because I feel differently and you will feel differently as you read. I hope you find that helpful. If you want to find out more information about my comprehensive training program, the VoiceOver Blueprint, below in the description is a link where you can schedule a phone call to learn more about it. Thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like it, I do hope you'll give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and we'll talk soon.